Guys, happy morning. Okay. Shortly there is a lunch break. That means your Madhya Pradesh is already calling, I want. And Uttar Pradesh is saying, after that I want this. And in between that I have been given this class. It's a challenge. But your 3 years of academic is going to get a completeness only when you hit the right kind of interview and get through it. See, the very purpose of studying from 1st standard to 10th standard, then 11th, then 12th, then 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, maybe 4th year in engineering programs, the very objective of all this, including post-graduation and additional 2 years, is I should hit the right interview and I should get through it. The very objective of all these 18, 19 years of studies is to get through what is called as an interview. So, it is not easy to get through an interview, but at the same time, it is not difficult also to get through an interview. But, do you have that will that I want to get through the interview is a question you will have to ask yourself. Let me start with this beautiful saying. I think all of you would have heard about this saying, where there is a will, there is a way. Can you repeat after me? Where there is a will, there is a way. 3 times. Where there is a will, there is a way. One more time. Where there is a will, there is a way. Today it is not like that. There is always a way. Do you have the will? From the same Patil college, there are students, ex-students who have actually gone to Wipro, who have actually are working in Accenture, who are also working in Infosys. That means there is always a will. That means people have gone from here. There is always a way. Who are those of you who are sitting here? Do you have the will? That is a question to be answered. Again, I am telling you, there are a lot of ex-students of Patil College who have hit a salary bracket of 1.5 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs and also 4 lakhs per month. I am not talking about annually. Provided they had a will. That means there is always a way. Do you have the will? That is the question you will have to ask. See, every achievement comes when you strongly first believe in yourself. The belief that you hold at the beginning of the journey defines the journey. Your entire journey has already started. You completed your +1 and +2, you are doing your graduation and you know your target is already fixed. I want to hit the top 10 companies. And there is a way, yes, there is always a way. Do you have the will? When I say, do I have the will, that will has to accompany with certain skill sets also. I cannot jump into a place where it is water, I don't know swimming and I want to survive. It doesn't work. I'll have to learn the skill set so that I can swim and survive. So, when I say interview skills, you will have to ask yourself, do I have the required skill sets so that I get through the interview? See, today getting into an interview, anybody can do it. You just go, you talk to a professional who is an excellent resume builder. He will create such a beautiful resume with such an interesting, what is called as a covering letter. When you drop that letter or when you send the soft copy of the same to any email IDs, no HR who reads that mail will say, let me not call him for an interview. That would never happen. I can give you certain professionals' name. The moment they create a resume, there is definitely going to be multiple interviews that is going to be lined up. That means getting into an interview is very easy. You can take anybody's help and get into an interview. And the moment you have been called for an interview, do you know what exactly that means? The moment you are being called for an interview, that very clearly states you are eligible for that job, you are the right candidate for that job. Why? Because your resume speaks so. Now, they only have to match the resume with the personality what you are. Your resume was designed by a professional. It speaks very good things about you. It speaks about vast internship experience about you. It speaks about various leadership participation about you. And then the resume goes and knocks the door of top 10 companies. HR screened through the resume. They found, wow, this resume seems to be quite interesting. Let me call the candidate. The HR has already decided this job can definitely be his, but he and the resume match. Now when we talk about what is an interview is all about trying to match the content of your resume to the personality who is sitting in front of me. That has become a challenge today for an HR. Most of you, even when I was in my final year of engineering, there was this interview stress. There was this interview fear. It is common to have that. What is exactly fear? Fear is an indication that you are trying to experience something which you have not experienced earlier. It is a good indication. So if I want to get rid of fear, the only way is I'll have to experience fear multiple times. I have a fear of water. If I want to get rid of fear of water, I'll have to take certain expertise help and see to it I spend most of my time in the water, so slowly the fear of water diminishes and I will start being actually brave even in water. So fear goes, confidence comes, fear goes, and automatically you are very brave in that particular incident. Now interview is something which you have never experienced it earlier. And for the first time when interview you are experiencing, definitely there is a fear. So what does that mean? It is an indication that I am trying to experience something which I have not experienced earlier. So how is that I will have to become the best in actually facing an interview? That means I will have to face as many interviews as possible. Can I really get into a live interview and try my practices? Not really required. The college can create what is called as a mock interview drives. The college can organize certain professionals who are working in various companies. We used to do that as a training program in various colleges. We used to go there and we used to conduct an interview, the entire process of selection as professionally it was done by IT companies. But we used to tell them this is not for any kind of a selection process. This is only to show a mirror in front of you. How many of you are capable of getting selected? How many of you are not capable of getting selected? You need to build your skill sets in order to get selected. This kind of a drive we have done. Same thing you should also get used to. But before we talk about an interview, let us set our what is called as perfections, means perceptions right. What I mean by perception means the moment somebody announces an interview, what is going on in all of your mind? I'll give you a simple question, objective type. I'll give you two answers. Do you grade the HR who is interviewing you as an angel or as a demon? How many of you say angel? None of you. How many of you say demon? All of you. Because the perception in your mind is there is this HR who is sitting there, his only intention is to reject me. That is not the purpose why an HR sits there. His purpose is not rejection. At the end of the day, people will never ask how many rejection you did today. I still remember in my first job, I was actually got a recruitment as junior HR. We went for a campus drive and I knew because in the campus drive, the senior HR had instructed us by the end of the day, your reporting will be how many rejection? No, your reporting is going to be how many selections have you done? So, the pressure is more on us to say yeses to as many candidates as possible, because by the end of the day, if I have not done any recruitment, then it is very clear that I am not fit to be an HR. It is coming to my job only. So, who is under more pressure? We are under more pressure. Why? We need to say yes. And believe me, the moment we say yes, using certain technique as avalaki buvalaki kanchina mina mina dam, or she is my atte's daughter or she is my mava's close relative, and when I select, when they get onto the floor, or most of you are so smart in communication, You can create a perception that you are the best and you can make us believe you are the best, and we would have recruited you, we would have selected you. But only when I put you onto the bench, I will realize how good or bad you are. So, even after recruitment, for you, at least you are tension free because you have got a job, you have got an offer letter. But for me, the floor manager has to reward or accept, has to acknowledge my recruitments are the best. I still remember, first day I did not do any recruitments because I did not find any candidate up to the mark. So at the end of the day, the HR called, how many recruits did you do today? I told I did 0 recruits because I did not find any. Tomorrow better find at least 3. Now it was a challenge. I spoke to my friend, if I need to find 3, I'll find 5. And next day, my interview went so smooth, I started saying yes to as many candidates as possible. By end of the day, I had 10 yes. As soon as I told the senior HR 10 yes, wait for the floor manager to acknowledge it. I did not understand at that moment what he meant. I went to my colleague and I asked, what does he mean by the floor manager has to accept? You can't say yes to everybody. There will be a neutral person who is going to evaluate. You will only be observed as a probation, and in that probation, if they find any of the skill set that you have put in the resume does not match you, they will immediately give you a pink slip. Nobody will come and say, yesterday I was fired in Infosys. No. People may go and ask, Infosys work ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಲ್ವಾ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೋ ಜಾಬ್ Accenture ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡೆ. I am an HR, I know. What ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರಾ? There is an honoring ಕಳ್ಸೋದು, there is in ವದ್ದು ಕಳ್ಸೋದು. There are 2 options. Honoring ಕಳ್ಸೋದು means pink slip. ವದ್ದು ಕಳ್ಸೋದು also is a pink slip. Both are pink slip only, but the lines would be different. You and the resume does not match. You say you are very skilled in Java, but your skill set says you are not at all skilled in Java. Either you voluntarily resign or we are going to investigate for wrong information doing. Choice is yours. That would have happened, or you yourself would have voluntarily told, sir, I would like to take a break, sir. I think I don't match the skill sets what the floor is expecting out of me. You can also withdraw. Both are going to work. So there is nothing called as alak and bulak. There is nothing called as alak and bulak. You will have to be skilled in order to get selected. And there is nothing called as avalaki buvalaki which will work, because the HR will always have to get a yes from the floor manager. It so happened one day I got a call from the floor manager in the morning. As soon as the recruit is done, the floor manager means the person who is in charge of the new recruits, whom they are going to put them into probation and training period and evaluate whether they are really good for the job. That person called me and he told, congrats Malik. I told, yes sir, I know because I did 10 recruits. Congrats because you have done 10 recruits, but whether the recruits are right or wrong, you will get the feedback after 15 days. And after 15 days he gives me a call. I pick up the call and I thought he will say double congrats. All 10 were good. He says among the 10 only 5 were good. The rest 5 they know nothing, and you have actually selected them as Java expertise. Sir, I asked them 5 questions. They only know the answer for those 5 questions. Sometimes in an interview, an HR who has to spend from morning 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock in 8 hours of consistent talking, in that letharginess, he would ask the same questions just to identify whether the skill sets what is required is there in them or not. That would have got word of a mouth passed down to the outsiders, and they would have mugged up the same, and they would have come and they would have gone through the interview and got through the interview. But again I am saying you, if at all you need to get through the interview, you need the right kind of skill sets. And all the skill sets that you are mentioned in the resume should be there in you. If it is not, they will not recruit you. Coming back to the next. I asked you this question, whether the HR is an angel or a devil. All of you told you are a devil, because I also felt the same thing. It was in my final year of engineering when they told, from tomorrow it is going to be a campus drive. The moment they told from tomorrow it is going to be a campus drive, I was the most happiest person, because our entire academic completion is expecting that there will be a campus drive, there will be companies who will come, and there will be companies who will conduct this interview, and there will be companies who will actually recruit us as give us an offer letter. So that ultimate day has come, we were happy, but at the same time there was a fear of interview, because all of us were not so well experienced attending multiple interviews. So definitely this is something which we were attending for the first time in our life. Fear was very high. And I also started thinking that there is a devil who is going to sit across the table. His only intention is he asks all kinds of too difficult questions and make us not answer those questions, and he will say no to us. This is what was running in me, and this is what will be running in every one of you. But only when I became a junior HR, I realized the person who is sitting there is not a devil, he is an angel. He is an angel who is there to actually say yes to you. But he cannot say yes to you if you don't meet the criteria. Why? If you don't meet the criteria, the floor manager who is taking you, training you, polishing you, if he finds the required skill set is not there, he is going to call me and he is going to shout at me because I have done a wrong recruit. So the tension is more on me. The pressure on the HR is more, and the pressure on the candidates is very, very less. But we think otherwise. Most of you will be amazed how superbly angelish characters all the HRs will have. You get into an HR for an interview, assuming there is a mock interview happening or a real-time interview. Do you know the HR will make you feel as comfortable as possible? Until and unless you are not, he will not start the interview at all. So don't ever think that I would go and I would jump there and he's going to start firing questions and I need to answer. No, not at all. You should look at the grace balls, how many he throws. You go there and sit, he is having the resume right in his hand, but still he will ask, what is your name? It doesn't mean he doesn't know your name, it is make you feel comfortable. You say, my name is Mallikarjuna. Beautiful. I am sitting in the Patel group of college and asking him, from which college are you? Why? Because I know I want him to make feel comfortable. When you start feeling comfortable, then exactly the right kind of conversation will start, which is selective conversation. Till then, it is a conversation which will makes you stable. It is a simple conversation which he wants you to feel comfortable. And there is a glass of water always kept, or a bottle of water always kept, and sometimes if he feels that you are little away out of the sight, he will always ask you, relax, drink a glass of water, we'll start after a minute. He throws all the comfortable grace balls. Sometimes he would also ask you, what's your father's name, what's your mother's name. These are so simple questions to make you feel comfortable that you are already channelized your conversation with him, and only after that he is going to ask you the questions which can select you for the job. So, from now on, whenever you have an interview, don't spend a sleepless night on the previous night thinking that the HR is a devil. So we will change this perception. How can we change this perception? We will have to do a little bit of assertive communication to ourselves. We will have to manifest our thought process, bring a new thought process and change the existing thought process. Instead of actually having a devil there, you will have to take up an angel and put it there. It's an inception what you are doing. How many of you have seen this movie Inception? Yes. If you have not, simply see. IT people should definitely see. There is a memory space in your memory which has put an HR as a devil. Somebody will have to intercept and remove the devil and add an angel there. So that is what we are going to do. All of you are with me?
Yes, sir.
The voice is not clear. All of you are with me?
Yes, sir.
Where there is a will, there is always a way. Do you have the will? Right now, there is a way by which you can learn a few skill sets There is nothing new I am going to talk. It has always been told by your teachers, by your lecturers, but I may bring it from a different perspective. Now, let us try this inception. All of your hands are free. Loosen your hands. Okay. Comfortable? Okay. Let us repeat that. Hold your hands like this. The HR is an angel, not a dragon or a Dracula. Dragon, we will put it this, Dracula will give him a teeth. Understood? We will again repeat it. Instead of positive first and negative first, we will start with negative and then go to positive. Okay? The HR is not a dragon or a Dracula, but an angel. Ma'am, nimibrugu rekke ilva? You too. I will do it till 4 o'clock in the evening. Until everybody completely does it perfectly. Otherwise, inception will not happen. I'll have to go there, remove that angel and put a devil. No, remove the devil and put an angel. So that next time when you are actually having an interview, the whole night you should be singing. Your mom should come and say, ನಾಳೆ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀನ್ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಮಲಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಚಳಿ ಜ್ವರ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ that inception has worked. All of you got this? So all of you, once again, the HR is not a dragon or a Dracula or a devil. He is an angel. ಕೆಲವರು ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂದೆಯಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಹಿಂದೆಯಿಂದ guys, angel is from here. Okay, he's an angel. We will repeat it again, no problem. I am ready to repeat 9,999 times because I know 10,000 times Edison was capable of actually designing a bulb which could actually have that light for a long duration, and that is the start of today's computers. So last time, ready, steady, go. The HR is not a dragon, Dracula or a devil. He is an angel waiting there to say yes to me. But he cannot say yes if I don't meet certain criteria. Understood? You will never understand the stress what HR will be going on. I had my friend who was a little more spiritual. Definitely he is in Kumbh now. That is the kind of spiritual person he is. The spiritual man somehow used to recruit so many candidates, and all his recruits used to be positive, and the moment he recruits, people were confident that this man, once he recruits the right kind of candidates. This kind of a feedback had come. I was also surprised. How is that he is able to do that? ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸತಿ I would have asked him this also. ಏನ್ ಮಾಟ ಮಂತ್ರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ? How is that your recruits will get 100% score and my recruits at least 2-3 will miserably fail? Then he told, yes, I use certain Maya mantra, but a spiritual Maya mantra. And you should know, every time the HR has to call you, he will take some time in between. Why they take that time? To offer prayers to God. Because we don't know who is coming next. So they pray to God, oh God, the next candidate whomsoever comes, let me say yes and do the recruit. I don't want to say no to so many. I will have to report it to my senior manager. By the end of the day, I will have to do compulsory so many recruits. Please help me to say yes. But again, the HR cannot say yes if you don't meet certain criteria. So meeting that criteria is today's class. We will come back to that. Now, this man used to do a little longer time. I was surprised. I used to ask, all of us pray and it is comfortable. Why is that you take such a long time? He called me and I went there. He showed the first drawer and there was Ganesha Vigraha there. He opened the second one. There was Jesus there. He opened the third one. There was Allah, one small idol there. And he says, every time I pray, oh God, I don't know whether Amar is coming, Akbar is coming, Anthony is coming. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗಣೇಶ ನಿನ್ಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಯೇಸು ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಅಲ್ಲಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಯಾರೇ ಬರಲಿ ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡು. This is what an HR wants, and this is what your lecturers also want. They don't want any of you to be rejected in any interviews. The very reason why they shout, they ask you to come in front and then sit. What does coming in front and sitting show? Confidence. If you want to be the last bencher, assuming I am doing a campus drive and I ask somebody to come and assemble in a small seminar hall, which we have done in many engineering colleges, what will I say? Every one of you who have not occupied the first row, that means you are not confident one. Your parents are doing all that hard work right now. You know, none of your parents are wasting time. They are working dedicatedly, assuming that my son and daughter is going to Patel College. They are learning something and coming back. By the time they come back, let me keep the home so neat and beautiful with the right kind of ambience, so that when he comes back, it should help him to study. With this kind of an attitude, they are preparing endlessly every day, every week, every month, year after year, till you have reached the age what you have reached. And they don't want you to occupy the second and third benches. They will never allow you to actually have a space in second bench. They always say it has to be first bench only. If something has to be brought, it is first for my son only. When their treatment is first and first and first, why is your treatment I want to be the next and next and next? So this entire attitude of I don't want to occupy the front benches, it is as clear as saying, iro jobs alla avaru bitbidi sir, avaru kodbidi sir, alli elli mikkiradna aikondu ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ sir. This is the kind of actually message you are passing on. Again I am telling you, what happens in verbal interviews does not reflect your true personality. Because in a verbal interview, what happens? You are enacting a pseudo personality of yours. Again, I am telling you, in the interview, you are enacting a pseudo personality of yours. When somebody says, do you smoke? Even if you are smoking, will you say you smoke? When somebody says, are you not aware of certain tools that is required even for a commerce student, even for a IT student or a BCA student, you will definitely say yes. Why? That is an acted and enacted personality. That is not your real personality. Your real personality is what you do when nobody is watching. When no teacher is saying whether you have that courage and whether you have that determination, whether you have that will, because I told the way is always there. Whether you have that will to say, I am getting into a seminar hall, if the first seat is going to be vacant, I shall occupy the first seat and then I will come to the second seat. If the second seat is occupied, I shall occupy the third seat and then only I will come back to the fourth seat. God himself as a genie, you have already rubbed the magic lamp. The genie is coming, he is asking, your wish is my command master, what job do you want? Yes, ask. मुझे Infosys में job चाहिए. Your wish is my command master. You shall get a job in Infosys. Yes, you look at an advertisement in Infosys. It says you should be good in C, you should be good in C++, you should be good in Java, you should be good in Python, you should have an awareness of artificial intelligence, you should know what data analytics is. With all the skill sets, you can attend the interview. You look at the skill sets and again, you release a thought process because Genie is always waiting to ask you, giving you permission, what do you want? Your wish is my command master. Till you say your wish, he will repeat the same thing what you have asked for. Sir, your last wish you want to work in an Infosys is a command, it shall be fulfilled. And when you look at all the skill sets, you stare at it and you say, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ Infosys ಬೇಡ, XYZ company is okay. Then immediately the genie will say, your wish is my command master. You don't want an Infosys? Okay. You want it in ABCD company? It shall be given in your ABCD company. Your wish is my command master. It shall be fulfilled. There was a way to go to Infosys. Advertisement was there. But the skill sets that is required, when I say interview, he is going to check for those skill sets. If the advertisement very clearly says you should be good in MS Office, you should be good in Tally, you should be good in SAP, or you should be good in any kind of a ERP software, it could be SAP, it could be PeopleSoft, it could be BAM, it could be Oracle. If those skill sets are not there, definitely you will not go and attend the interview. So where is the problem? Problem is not in the way. The way was already there. You did not have a will that I want to upgrade and get into the job. So you will have to give a clear definition right now. Do you have the will so that you can hit that bullseye? There was this tribal woman. Because more than the interview skills, I want that want and willingness should be there strong in you. If that willingness is there, automatically ways will come. When there is a non-willingness, excuses will start coming. When I want to do, that willingness is there. From the womb of the willingness thought, what will come? Solutions are born. From the womb of non-willingness, excuses are born. You can give n number of excuses why you did not occupy the French chair, but that is a non-willingness. If you had the willingness, you would have come and you should have occupied the chair. So this thought process has to be released, and right now it has to be released. Because that willingness is so powerful, it can transform a chaiwala from a chaiwala to the greatest Prime Minister Modi ji. That willingness is so strong that it can transform a tribal woman. Tribals are those who live in deep forests, and for them, wild animals are their pet animals. That is the kind of place they live in, deep jungle. From there, becoming the president, the present president, Draupadi Murmu, because of that willingness. A fisherman's son who should have just become a fisherman. There's no way by which he could actually think of going out of Rameshwaram. Forget about becoming the president and becoming the greatest scientist. Abdul Kalam, nobody told him, but his willingness was so strong that there was always a way for him to climb the ladder and see to it he becomes the president. So ask yourself, do you have that willingness? Today you will have to release this willingness and say, I am born to actually do miracles in this life. Always remember, nothing in life happens out of coincidence. Nothing. You think, no, my mom was there, dad was there, mood was there, I was born. No, definitely not. There was a purpose when Modi ji was required, Modi ji was born. There was a purpose when Mother Teresa was required, Mother Teresa was born. In the same manner, right now there is a purpose for you to be born, and you are born. You should seek and look for what is that purpose in your life. When you understand that, miracles will happen. Now talking about these interview skills. Now what is that? See, whenever we talk about interviews, they may be organizing campus drive in your college. See, campus drive or going to the off-campus, in the campus of the IT companies and then trying for a job, or even sitting at home and uploading your resumes in various websites. These are all skill sets which you will have to learn and start doing right from now. Because I am talking about the interview skills, who is the best candidate who can be considered eligible for a particular job is definitely your academic skills. I am not saying no. But your academic skills is something that is common with all of you. If a recruitment has to happen, what is that additional skill sets nimmalide? That is going to be the deciding factor. I get into a BE campus and I am interviewing all the computer science students. There are 200 computer science students from one college. We will call it as X college. When I get into the college, the kind of knowledge all of them have is the same. The kind of influence they are being involved in will also be the same. How is my recruitment going to be easy? I am not going to check on their academic skills. I am definitely going to check on their non-academic skills. How they have performed non-academically. What is the additional skill sets they have actually taken up? What is that they have worked on their communication skills? What is that they have worked on their interpersonal skills? Do they have excellent public speaking skills? Do they have excellent art skills and soft skills in equal quantity? Are they a person who can be a part of the team? Do they have team building qualities in them? All this is going to be checked. Only when all these qualities are up to the mark, there will be points given to all these qualities, and automatically those who score the highest points, you will be recruited. Those who score the lowest points will slowly be looked in for the next recruit. Right now they won't be get recruited. Now how is that I will have to get through the interview? I will have to get through the interview understanding the skill sets and upgrading. For all of you, getting into an interview is very easy. I have told you that your resume will be there. A professional is going to create your resume. Whatever is done in the resume, are you prepared to actually reciprocate the same when you are attending the interview is the most important activity of an interview. You should know what is written. Most of you would never know what was the write-up that was given. What is the write-up of yours that was told in the resume? If you don't memorize those write-ups, in an interview you will never be able to get through. If you say anything wrong which is not mentioned in the resume, definitely they will know this resume does not belong to you, because it is a resume created by some professional. In order to highlight the resume, they would have added up 2 points. You say you are an amazing public speaker. Immediately the HR will say, okay, can you stand there and I'll give you a topic, can you speak on the topic for 2 minutes? Here you have written excellent public speaking skills. The moment he says that if you are not capable of doing, though your all other skill sets was up to the mark, still they won't recruit you. So please be careful what you mention in the resume, and whatever is mentioned in the resume, you should be able to actually say that, or you should be able to reciprocate in your behavior all the deeds what is being mentioned. If you say I have amazing body language, you should show that amazing body language. Even in the resume they would ask for one passport size photograph to be scanned and uploaded in the resume only. In that you have a very formally dressed resume photo, but when you are going to an interview you are wearing jeans pant and t-shirt. That also will speak something out of the box. You did that because the professional told you you should get a photo which is formally dressed. Only then I will prepare a resume for you, and my charges are going to be 5,000. You took those charges and you came. That also plays a very important role. So why are interviews conducted? Interviews are the most widely used process for screening a job applicant. That means when somebody is going to put an application, your interview is to select the right kind of candidates from there. So they provide the most direct information about a candidate's background, their personality and skills. As per you, what should be the size of a resume? Your teachers would have given you some inputs. What should be the size of your resume? And what is a covering letter? Thus, for different jobs we will have to have different covering letter and different resume customized, or I will have one neutral resume which I keep on applying for all kinds of jobs. This is a very serious question that you will have to answer whenever you are applying for a particular interview. When it is freshers, they would have asked you for a common resume, that's okay. When you are applying for a particular post, your resume should emphasize that you are actually made for that particular title of the job that they are offering. If it is junior accountant, you will have to mention that my internship was as a junior accountant, my experience of working as a trainee was as a junior accountant, and some of the references whom you have taken, they should also refer as a junior accountant. He has done a phenomenal job, he was working for us. So that way every resume and contact person's name that you mention in the resume should only identify that you are very close to that junior accountant job. If you are applying for a Java programmer, you should only mention the skill sets that is required for you to become a Java programmer. The previous skill sets you can always mention. I am good in C, I am good in C++, I am also good in Python. But my entire project has happened in Java and Java only. My expertise is in Java only. I have done so many mini projects, I have done so many major projects. And I have taken 2-3 internship in Java only. So what happens? That will give you value addition for the job what you are actually looking for. Because what was the statement I made? The HR will not select you if you don't meet certain criteria. So the criteria will change for every jobs. If your job as a Java programmer and you are an expert Python programmer, it's not going to work. Your job is for an accountant, but you are trying to apply for system analyst. It's not going to work. So every resume, every covering letter has to be mentioned in a manner so that it takes you very close to that job. One. Next, gone are the days where we ask for printed resume or handwritten resume. These were certain conditions which was in the past. Today, people expect you to submit a video resume. What is a video resume? Because when I am asking a resume to be forwarded to a company, the resume could be created by anybody who is very professional, and he could make any resume look so excellent that no HR after looking at the resume will say, why should I not call him for an interview? That will definitely happen. So how should I actually get prepared? Today, most of the companies would love to do what is called as a video interview on a video conferencing and then call you for a personal interview. That is one. Now they are going one step backward. Instead of collecting what is called as an handwritten resume, they would expect you to send a 3 minutes video resume. What is this 3 minutes video resume? If you just Google, you will get it. Because today creating a professional resume is so easy that in ChatGPT, if you have to just go and type few points and say create a 2-page resume, you will create a 2-page resume. Create a 3-page resume, you will create a 3-page resume. Create a covering letter which should match this particular profile, what he is actually giving the job on. So you will create a perfect profile. But at least whatever the profile he has created, you will have to by heart it. You will have to say multiple times to yourself, so that in the interview, if he asks about that, what is the objective, then you should be able to say, I am a person like this. So what is a video resume? A video resume is the entire your resume in the form of verbal. You will have to stand in front of a camera, just like I am just recording my own video. You will have to have your friends who will create a video. The video should have a very gist of what you are. The moment he sees the first 30 seconds, he should feel like, yes, call him for an interview. So it should start with a bang. Happy morning, my name is Mallikarjuna. I have completed my M.Tech in computer science. My only dream was if I could ever work in Infosys, and today the dream is coming true because I am applying through this video for an Infosys job. And I feel so happy and blessed with all the skill sets that is required for Java embedded in me. I can promise you, I can be the expert programmer in Infosys. If this job is given to me, it's going to be my dream come true, and I'm going to put all my efforts to see to it. I will be a valued asset to your company. Yours, Mallikarjuna, KH. Simple resume. The person will not go through the entire video. First 30 seconds, the way you project, he will say, yes, yeah, usse bula lo interview mein. So you should get used to it. Even in the first question that an HR will ask, the first question what a HR is going to ask will definitely be, tell me something about yourself. This is what. And within the first 30 seconds or 15 seconds, he will make up his mind whether to say yes or no, and the rest of the interview is only to see other skill sets are matching or not, because communication plays a very, very important role. Sometimes too much of negative attitude and excellent communication skills will definitely not work. But at the same time, excellent personality and bad communication skill, that also still will not work. But other things is possible. You're very good in communication, the little knowledge of accounts what you have, you're able to project it as though you have so much of abundance knowledge, and your technical skills may be little bit. Still they will recruit you because they know in the workplace somehow you will learn, you will get through. But if the attitude is wrong, they cannot. If I need an accountant, I will have to bring a person with what is called as honesty as his personality. If the person doesn't have honesty as his personality, bringing somebody to what is called as a job of an accountant, my purpose will not be solved. So there is always a chances that a person with not so good technical skills but a good communication skills will always be told yes, because he knows that this person can upgrade in the workplace and he can learn, because everybody wants you not to become a master of everything and get into an interview. Please understand this. An interviewer will also expect you to say no sometimes, because the best learning is knowing what you don't know. The best learning is not knowing what you know. No, that is not important. What you know, it will always manage things. What you don't know will not manage things. For that, your senior will have to bring in somebody for those things which you don't know. Your senior is actually put on you to manage those things which you don't know. But if you say you know everything, you think you are going to be selected? Definitely not. And always remember, interviews will never be who antava, who antava. It will not be like that song. Like, how many commerce students are there? Okay, all are commerce students. How many BCA students are there? Okay, now, it will be a tough question, but an interview question. The spontaneity of I know the answer and raising it is equally and very importantly responsible for all the breaks that you get in life. Again, I am telling you, the spontaneity of how you react to a question, the time what you take to answer that question is going to define how well you know that question. Now, all of you are commerce students. I'll ask you a very simple question. What is Tally ERP 9? Those who want job, those who are here for job, okay. Those who are here to watch Pushpa 2, still okay. Those who are here for the job, spontaneity, you should raise your hand. Yes, ma'am. That means none of you know. The confidence of having an answer inside and not telling does not mean that you know and you are not telling. In an interview, most of you think it means I know I am not saying. For an HR, I know I am not saying will not work. Saying only will work. So, communication skill is very important. Spontaneity of answering a question also is very important. If you don't spontaneously answer a question, that means you don't know the answer. This is a simple understanding of an HR. He will never throw grace ball there. He will throw grace ball asking your name, your father's name, your college name, your specialization, or your commerce or a BBA student. It's written here commerce only. He may throw grace ball there. He will not throw grace ball once you are settled. When he is checking the technical skills, there is no grace ball he is going to throw. There it is going to be a ball which is required to check your skill sets. My question is still lying in your laps. What is Tally ERP 9?
Tally ERP 9 is a software
Okay.
which records the transactions of a company.
Oh, why is this? Tally was also a software, accounting software, and Tally ERP 9 is also an accounting software. So, what is the link? What is Tally? What is ERP 9?
That is the version.
ERP 9 is a version? No. Have you observed in an HR interview, nobody will give you a feedback even if you have answered a wrong answer. So sometimes I may not use this as a relevant example, but still I am telling you, if at all for some reason he would have asked you, who is the Prime Minister of India, if you would have actually told Manmohan Singh, he will never come to correct you because HR are not there to correct you. They will simply start asking more questions to find out how deep knowledge of that particular subject is there in you or not. So that would be relevant. If you can go on to ChatGPT and ask the same question, it will very clearly say what was Tally and what was ERP 9. In a gist, I would like to explain because you are a commerce student. This would be one of the very relevant interview questions. Because I have also downloaded the most important 80 best interview questions for commerce students. I'll be sharing you that. See, when I say Tally, Tally was an accounting software, all of you know. From past 30 years, Tally, which was initially a bookkeeping software, started growing up in bringing more and more services into it. When you look at the history of our software evolution, our entire software industry was not actually having softwares which could do multitasking. I am talking about the 35 years back. No software could do multitasking. That means I create a software for stock maintenance, it will only do stock maintenance. I create a software for invoicing, it will only do invoicing. I create a software for actually what is called as bookkeeping. It will only do the bookkeeping. So what happened? Slowly, from the evolution of software industry, softwares started becoming a little bit more intelligent, and they were able to integrate two such services in one. When Tally started as a complete accounting software, Tally had a monopoly because Tally was one of the best bookkeeping software. Bookkeeping, and the name Tally was given, but at the end of the day, all these people who are working in small time business, especially electronics business in Bangalore, when we talk about SP Road, this software was designed for those electronic shops, so that by the end of the day they were able to tally their accounts. That's all. Slowly, when this Tally went through a lot of modification, because there were other people who got into this field of accounting and they also started designing softwares. Then a challenge came to this Tally CEO Gonkar, who started thinking, let me also add up other features. So he individually kept these features because they were not interconnected, they were not talking to each other. If I do a billing and stock is here, this billing software was not talking to the stock. If I say there was 10 products, 5 products I have taken the order, I have sold. In my accounts, I know only 5 is there. But after the billing, you should also know only 5 is there. He had to communicate with us, and only then you would know that 5 is there, because software was not interconnected. Then came the next evolution of software, where software started talking to each other. The moment the invoice is done, next time if you want to do a new invoice, if you go and check the stock would say instead of 10 only 5 is there. Why? They started intertalking. So like that, when a next evolution came, multitasking became the thing, and people started adding into their software multiple services. So Tally started adding all the services one after the other in its growth of 30 years. When this started happening, at one point of time, Tally was so comfortable, he told, I have every solution that a business can expect in my software, and then he released it as an ERP software. What is the definition of an ERP software? An ERP software is a software which can give a total business solution. That means if you any software like SAP or Tally ERP or PeopleSoft, if it can give a complete business solution to any kind of a business, that software will be called as ERP software. That is the answer that they would expect. So most of the time you know everything, but sometimes when you really try to check your skill sets, you would know that there are a lot of things you really don't know. So knowing what you don't know is very, very important. So mock sessions of the interviews, trying to understand what all you don't know, is equally important. Today it is an IT-BT world. If you go to Google and ask top 50 questions for a commerce student that is asked in an interview for this particular job, you will get that list, questions with answers. So the only way you can always get through that interview perfectly is preparing for all those questions. All those questions religiously, when you prepare, automatically you will be able to do. I'll just share that questions with you so that you get an idea, and then we will go. Guys, here are the common interview questions. These are 60 common interview questions that's coming up. Tell me about yourself. Your self-introduction is so very important. You will have to practice it minimum 1 lakh times in order to be perfect there when they ask you, give me your self-introduction. The best way to learn the skill sets is watch this Shark Tank. When you watch the Shark Tank, that first 3-4 minutes they pitch their business. That 3-4 minutes is very important for the investors to have confidence in you. In the same manner, tell me about yourself is very important for you to create that impression on an HR, in the HR's head, that he is the right candidate. So these are some of the questions. Tell me about yourself. What are your greatest strengths? What are your greatest weaknesses? Have you done a SWOT analysis of yourself? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you consider as strengths? What are your strengths? How is that going to become your opportunities? So like that, these are the list of questions which you could specifically try and prepare to answer. Today, ready-made question and answers are also available, where you can actually go through these questions and get ready. You should be ready for everything. So sometimes emotional questions also will be asked. What makes you angry? You cannot say, I will not become angry. Okay, you will have to have an answer to say something when I know it has gone out of my control and it was my deliberate mistake for which something has happened, or it is a deliberate mistake of my friend for which something has happened, I get angry. So you will have to know how to answer all these questions and you will have to prepare for that. If you don't prepare, it's not going to happen. Can I have few of yours, because they have asked me to conduct it as a mock session. At least 4 or 5 of you, can I have your self-introduction? If there is any corrections I can do. Come on. Guys, a big round of applause. Yes. Tell me something about yourself. The first question an interviewer will definitely ask is, tell me something about yourself. See, when you get into an interview, it is equally very important, because whenever you are actually involving a new entity into your life, like an HR, there is a 12 feet of impression that you can set. When you are walking at a distance of what we call it as a 12 feet, that means the door and the place where you are sitting, that is when the first impression actually falls on to the HR. So what he is looking up is 95% of your dress. So that first impression can be very, very positive and beautiful only when you are dressed to the occasion. Whether it is boys or girls, go for a formal dress, go for a black trousers, go for a white shirt, go for a neat tie. If you have a blazer, wear a blazer, because at that 12 feet, the impression what you set is going to make him believe, yes, this man can do, or this girl can do wonders. So that is where the first set of impression will happen. Even in the Shark Tank, how you walk in and go to that particular place and stand, that sets an impression. They will be observing your body language, they will be observing your eye contact. That is the first impression of 12 feet. After the 12 feet, when you come very close, maybe at a distance of 12 inches, that means when you are sitting right across the table, okay, your facial expression makes the second impression. The first is your dress, because 95% what is visible is your dress. When you come very close, he will not look from top to bottom. His observation will be your face. Your entire observation will be on your face. What is the kind of smile you have? What is the kind of eye contact you are expressing? And are you confident enough? Are you sweating or not sweating? All this makes a lot of impression. It sets an impression on an HR. That is the second impression. And the third impression is the first 12 words that you utter. What is the first impression? Dress code, which happens at the distance of 12 feet. At the distance of 12 inch is your facial expression, and the first 12 words that you are going to speak will decide whether you are going to get through this interview or not. Yes, ma'am. Can I know something about yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Divya. I am from Mallikarjuna, Bangalore itself, and I have studied. I have finished my schooling from Oxford English High School, and I have completed my PUC from Government PUC College from Mallikarjuna. As present, I am pursuing my BBA degree in Patel College, and my hobbies are to learn new things, explore new things, even if it doesn't relate to my curriculum. For example, I am much interested in BCA concepts, for example, Java and Python. I am taking class for Python, and my greatest strength is I don't get nervous when nothing happens per my plan. So if nothing goes as I will, then I will change my plan, I will adapt, I won't get nervous or angry when nothing goes right. And my greatest weakness is I think a lot, but it doesn't affect my strength, but still I have to try to reduce my overthinking. That's all. Thank you.
Very good. Give her a big round of applause. Guys, it was an excellent speech. At this age, coming onto the dais and speaking is going to be an easy task. one of the round of an interview what I attended in my college days also, during the campus drive what we do, we assemble all of you in one room and we will ask one by one to come on the dais and introduce yourself. The person who is going to introduce a perfect self-introduction, he will be considered as the most right choice because that shows how confident you are. That confidence is important. And one more very important thing is, do not forget to speak about your aim. Strengths and weaknesses, you actually say a strength. When you are giving your self-introduction, you are not going to talk anything negative. My strengths are amazing. I am an amazing team personality. I work taking challenges. Finished. My weaknesses is sometimes I do get angry and that would create a lot of fuss in my mind. Enough. You will not go for details. You will have to make it very script. You will have to put it across and then immediately continue. Never forget to tell about your parents because that is also very much important because today the HR is looking at is your co-working environment when we say what is your attachment towards the company. A person who is very attached to his parents will definitely have attachment towards the company. He will not fly for small promotions or small increments. So that strong willingness can be understood when you actually speak about your father and your mother with lot of self-image and respect towards them, irrespective of whatever profession they are. It gives lot of value addition. The moment she started, my name is Mallikarjuna, it is a beautiful first statement. Immediately after that falls your qualification. Your qualification is very important. Whatever is your latest qualification, do not put it in abbreviation, expand it. Don't say I have completed my BCom. I have completed my Bachelor of Commerce from Patel Group of College in the year 1999. If you can put a little bit of extra facts there, what year, what percentage, it would be beautiful. If the percentage is quite less, just say you have completed your Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Computer Application or Bachelor of Commerce. Okay? Immediately after that, you are going to definitely tell about your parents. My father name is this, he is this, my mother name is this, she is an housemaker. And your siblings, we are 3 siblings, my elder sister is doing this, my younger brother is doing this. And then your hobbies are very important. At the same time, your aim in life is also very important in your self-introduction. Sometimes even in the Shark Tank, when they don't actually get that what he is actually telling, they ask you, where do you want to see yourself 5 years down the line? Where do you want to see yourself 10 years down the line? Do you have a dream? What is your goal? You have started the business, beautiful. You want to scale the business, ultimately excellent. But where do you want to see yourself? If that goal is not set for yourself, definitely you will not have a goal for the company. For this basic understanding, it is very important when you give your self-introduction, you will have to say that. You tell about your strengths. Weaknesses, when they have not asked, you need not say. Practically, when they have not asked, you need not say. But definitely wait for a question to arise and you can say about the weaknesses. Otherwise, you need not speak about it. So sometimes when we speak about somebody who has passed away, you need not say, my late grandpa. I'm using that as an example because I don't want to say otherwise. So there, you need not use, my father name is this, my mother name is this. I have 3 siblings, elder one is doing this, minimum, my hobbies are so and so, my aim in life is to do this. Now a simple question, why do you want to work in this company? Like that, for every question, there can be a very emotionally deep, personalized answers that you could give, for which you cannot randomly go on that day and give a spontaneous best answer. It's not going to work like that. You will have to prepare yourself for these questions well in advance, and you should have done the mock with you and your friends. See, there is no way somebody is going to come create an interview for you and make you get ready. It's not going to happen. What you should do, you will have a group of your friends. Anyway, there is an interview, we know. Anyway, we will have to prepare for all these questions, we know. Let us sit and we will do the mock. You be the interviewer, I'll be the person who is going to attend the interview. You start asking questions, let me learn to perfectly answer the questions. You start giving me points. How was my confidence? How was my body language? How was my facial expression? How was my eye contact? Was I looking at you? Was I staring at you? All these plays a very important role. And in an interview, please remember, they would be actually checking all these skill sets. So their question will be to understand one of the skill sets. There will be a question which will be asked to find out whether you are a team person or not. Even if they ask you, what do you believe? Is it a team that actually wins or it is an individual that wins? So that time, how you answer those questions will determine whether you know about team. Goals are very, very important. So they may ask you what is your goal, that's fine. But if you don't say about the goal, they will definitely ask you, do you think goals are important in life? No, why goals are important in life? If you ask, no, goals are not important in life. As life comes, I will have to take. Then definitely they will not recruit you. You should know the right kind of an answer. Always remember, you are not going to give the answer what you have. You will have to definitely give an answer what he is expecting. That is means you are getting through the interview. Most of the time it may look very shabby to answer and say, I don't believe in that, so I don't say that. I don't believe in goals at all. If you really want to get through the interview, you will have to say you believe in goals. So your answer has to be according to the HR's preference so that he can match that criteria and say yes to you. So his vision is, do you meet that criteria? So they want people who are goal-minded. They want people who are actually a team worker. No sir, I don't want to work in team. मैं घर पे भी team की तरह काम नहीं करता हूँ. मैं mom से बात नहीं करता हूँ, dad से भी बात नहीं करता हूँ. मेरा है दो बहन, उनसे भी बात नहीं करता हूँ. मैं always one man army हूँ. मेरा academics में 100 है. Job दे दो. नहीं देता है. You will not get a job. You cannot do a one man army. Chandrayaan 1 was successful. Again it was because of the teamwork. Chandrayaan 2 was 99% successful. Again it was because of the teamwork. And Chandrayaan 3 was 100% successful. Again it was because of a teamwork. So they would definitely expect you to actually say, I want to work in a team. If that attire is not there, definitely they will not give you this interview job. Now, how will they find out? They will ask you, have you participated in any such functions? Have you participated in any such seminars? I will exactly tell you what happened in our interview and then maybe we will wind up answering few questions. See, they will definitely ask you about teamwork, indirect questions, about your responsibility. Have you ever been responsible in your academic skills? They will find out your leadership, they will find out your motivation, they will find out your flexibility, they will find out your patience. Are you empathetic towards your friends? That is also they are going to find out. Have you actually been a part of resolution? Means there is a conflict. When there is a team, there will be conflict. It's like a big boss. There will be conflict. Every team is like a team of big boss. There will always be a conflict. Are you good in actually managing that conflict? Are you good in having mediation skills? Two people are having differences of opinion. Will you be a kerosene or will you be a spike there or will you be a neutralizer there? That is mediation skills. Decision making skills. It is a last over. Whether to give for an experienced spinner which the batsman has already experienced him because he has actually faced his ball, or should I give to a new bowler which the batsman has never experienced? It should be a surprise to the batsman or give him the experienced batsman. So the decision making skills and critical making skills within that time. You cannot take the decision taking half an hour. The umpire will decide the opposition is a winner. So very important that you understand the decision making skills, problem identification, problem solving, group process, negotiation, persuasion, emotional intelligence. All this you will have an experience when you go out of the college and do certain activities which will give you all this experience. All of this experience will only come to you if you go out of this class and participate in the cultural and other activities which the college organizes. Because just being a bookworm will never help you. This is my experience. It was in my final year engineering. It so happened because I was good in academics. Right now also you give me any book, I can memorize from the first page to the last page. You ask me anything, I can vomit it so perfectly that you will believe, amazing, he is so intelligent. I did not realize I am not intelligent until I attended that interview. I am not fit to be in a big job because I knew academic skills is the only skill set that can take me to the interview and get through the interview. That was what my opinion was. When they announced it is going to be academic skills, an interview was actually organized. At that time, I knew what will the interviewer ask. He will ask about my engineering subjects. So I was so confident I could actually answer all the questions. I was the only person who was confident in that college. All others were stressed. I felt so confident that I knew I'm going to be selected, and that day when I went into an interview, yes, there were butterflies in my stomach because I was experiencing interview for the first time, but the HR could identify that I was confident. That 12 feet distance, I was wearing a neat tie, a slim, I was much more slim, I walked very fast, I went and I sat. He asked me to give a self-introduction, I gave my self-introduction which was prepared and it was the best. And then he told, Mr. Malik, I know you're good in academics. Mr. Malik, I know you're good in communication skills also. But somehow I strongly feel, I'm going to ask you something, and for this, I definitely know you will not have a favorable answer because you are academically excellent. I thought, okay, he's going to ask me general knowledge questions. I had by-hearted 2-3 years general knowledge books also. So my confidence, and HR can read our minds. I was smiling inside, and he told HR, Malik, do you think I'm going to ask you general knowledge or newspaper questions, Deccan Herald newspaper questions, Rajawani newspaper questions? No. Big Boss questions? Definitely no. I'm going to ask you something and I know you will not have an answer. Because I have lived my life where I was a one-man army. I never used to move out of my home. I never used to move out of my class. I was always a person with me and the book and nobody else. Even when I wanted to have something, I used to just shout, Mummy, coffee. Coffee used to come. Mama, food. Food used to come. Even I never used to take even the towel. If I used to go for a bath, I used to call my mom, I forgot to take the towel. Towel used to come. I was a self-dependent name. I was an everybody dependent personality. Only in academics I was good. The HR asked me this question for all of you. From the time you have started off your engineering, I will not go to +1 and +2, that will be too early. During your engineering program of first year, second year, third year, fourth year, have you ever participated in any public activity for the sake of the common public? Other than academics, you would have taken in charge of any kind of such responsibility, or you would have executed any such responsibility. Can you share one of them? Before he could ask that question, something deep in my mind was saying, let him ask any question under the sky, I should be ready with an answer. I prayed all the gods. I went to all the 100 gods which I could remember, and I told, oh Devre, if he is asking me a question, let there be an answer to that question. Because that person made a statement, for this question you will not have a favorable answer, for which I should not be selecting you, but still I know you will make it up. For that reason, I may select you. He made this. I thought I never wanted him to select if I am not eligible. That would be a recommended selection which I don't want. I prayed to all the gods, and when he asked this question, I was clueless because I had never participated in any such activity. These activities will actually help us to build team, to take responsibility, to know how dependable I am, to know my leadership skills, to know how motivating I can be if I need to motivate my team, and how flexible I can. Do I have patience of going out of the class and waiting patiently to participate in certain activity? All this, what we call it as an interpersonal skills, will be checked when you go out of your class, out of your college and do something. Right now, the best thing that could happen to you is if you can pick up a part-time job, not because your parents want you to earn, but a part-time job with a proper internship, though it is a salaried or a salary less job, please go for it. That is a place where you can experience all this. When college organizes any such program, he asked, have you ever participated in at least, okay, International Day of Yoga, or a blood donation camp, or a Swachh Bharat, or Vikasit Bharat? There would be a lot of such, what we call it as a campus programs that would be organized. Have you ever participated? For every one of those, my answer was no. So in your case, for every one of it, answer has to be yes. Only then in an interview you will have a vast experience that you can share. When you don't have experience, you can never speak in the interview. Only with an experience you can speak in the interview. With this I end my today's interview facing skills. Go well prepared for the interview. It's very important. Go properly dressed to the interview. It is very important. Know about the company who is recruiting you. I have certain details which you would have actually written and mastered, so that if he asks, you should be able to say. Know about the CEO of the company. Know about the position that you are applying. Know about the places these vacancies are there. Know about the branches that particular company is having. All these informations are very important and relevant. Only then it will help you to be confident in that interview and make the HR believe that he is the right candidate. Again, I am telling you, all of us, together we will do. The HR is not a dragon or a Dracula, but he is an angel who is there to say yes to me. He can only say yes if I meet this criteria. So you should prepare for that criteria. All the best. If you have any questions, see, I have gone to campus drives usually for engineering colleges, because my specialization was computer science. How exactly a campus drive will be there, I have already told you. If you have any questions, you can ask. There will be multiple rounds of interview. Group discussion round will be there. Personal HR round will be there. Technical round will be there. Technical written skills will be there. And English communication skills, vocabulary checking skills will be there. All these will be different kinds of verticals and different rounds of interviews that you will have. And one of the rounds, they may also keep a public speaking round where everybody would be assembled in one place. Everybody would be asked to come one by one and introduce yourself. The confidence at which you introduce is going to decide whether to say yes or no. So please prepare for all this. And very relevant and very important is, other than academic skills, what is that other things you have so that you can look different? All BCom students come, everybody will come. So I use a different search criteria. All BCom students who have at least 6 months of internship come, then automatically shortlisting will be easy. All BCom students who have participated in any public speaking seminar and have won any such participation or a winning certificate come, automatically the crowd becomes less. All those who have actually worked in any kind of a voluntary organization and you have a voluntary certificate, please come, automatically the shortlisting happens. So we are a herd, sheep herd. So common criteria is BCom. What is that you have other than BCom is going to be your cap, which is going to decide whether you deserve that interview, to get through that interview or not. Smartness is not academic skills. Academic skills is also important. Smartness is, along with academic skills, interpersonal skills. So please work on your interpersonal skills. When you have worked on all the skills, it will be easy for you to get through. Technical skills are also very, very important. Computer skills are also very, very important. Typing skills is also very, very important. All these skill sets put together will take you very close to that dream job of dream salary. So I have a lot of my friends where I have given PD sessions who have got quite a good salaries also. So one of my student, he was in PES college. He completed his computer science engineering. After he got the job, the first thing what he did was he gave me a call. And he told, "Sir, thank you very much because I clicked this interview and it was only because of you." I thought, okay, I was happy. And I just asked him, what is your salary? Because that's a common thing what you ask. He told 1.5 CR, CTC. 1.5 crore from PES Engineering College. I'm not talking about IIT. My son might get, he's doing his the third year IIT in Kharagpur, he's a topper there. He may get that, but a PES college student getting this and he telling me I was responsible for this, because when I went to a session like this, I had spoken about how important communication skill is there and how important is communication skills with the computers. That is what I meant. That is typing skills. These two skill sets actually helped him to crack that interview. It was during the Corona time. Interview happened through a video conferencing. The interviewer was very simple. He asked for a self-introduction, whatever madam gave. The way he gave self-introduction was so phenomenal, because in that college they had practiced just like a TEDx talk. They used to come and they used to practice. They used to watch Tank. They used to practice as though they are publishing a business in front of the investors, like Shark Tank contestants. And they had excellent communication skills, and this boy had amazing communication skills. The way he expressed his self-introduction, they were very impressed. There was no reason they could say no. His goal, the way he put it across with that confidence, because when you say a goal for the first time, it looks like he's saying for the first time. When a goal is set, he has that goal in him, that kind of a recognition will come, and it comes deep from inside. He was so perfect. And one more, because you are not a computer science student, one program was given, he had to debug that program. It was a video conferencing. He sat in front of the laptop, one video of his picture, one more video of the other person who is interviewing his picture and his screen. He sits there, he types so fast. Any experienced programmer who will take half an hour to debug, only because of the typing speed and accuracy of typing over a period of time, he had developed amazing debugging capabilities, because his mind was thinking fast, because he was inputting things fast. The way he used to compile, look for error, again go, change, debug, and look for error, again go, change, debug. In 15 minutes, the entire program was completed. The person who was across on the other side of the interview, all the three HRs were amazed by the way and the speed of and his accuracy of how he communicated with the computer. He immediately told, we are offering you 1.5 CR. And he has got an increment, now he is getting to 2 CR. So, nothing in life is impossible, and today's class was not coincidental. I also did not know I would be facing you. You also did not know you would be facing me. Some kind of an energy has come. It has thrown some opportunities into you. It has thrown some thought process into you. And now it is your willingness. Where there is a way, there is a will. There is always a way. Do you have the will? That will, if you have, you can hit that bullseye. Any questions we'll ask, otherwise you can conclude. Any questions? Okay, everything understood, or everything went like this, or everything went like this? Thanks. Yes ma'am, over. 133.
Thank you, sir. Really, that was very enlightening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this enlightening session, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to Dr. Mallikarjuna K. sir, for sharing invaluable insights and experiences with us today. His extensive knowledge and dedication to training and development has inspired us all. We also thank the National Skill Training Institute, NSTI, and Deccan Herald for their continued support in fostering talent and promoting personal development. A special acknowledgement goes to Diginet Personal Development, Diginet Online India Private Limited, for their commitment to enhancing skills in software development and training. To our audience, thank you for your active participation and engagement. Your enthusiasm enriches our discussions and makes this gathering meaningful. Lastly, a big thank you for Patel Institute of Science and Management for organizing this workshop and making it a grand success. I now call upon our HOD, Commerce and Management, Professor I. Mridula Malika ma'am, to honor our guest with speech and momentum.
Sir, momentum not to
Sir, thank you so much for all your insights and tips to all my students, because many are passed out students are there. Oh, thank you very much.
I request all the faculty members and students to join us on the stage for a group photo.